Hello everyone and welcome to this LyricLand video with me, Mr. Linham, where today we're doing the Listening Project.
If you've got ears on your head and your brain in between, you're ready for a little bit of listening.
Ning, 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 listening. In this week's Listening Project, we're going to listen to the Blue Danube, which is a very famous piece by Strauss, who is an incredible composer who wrote such beautiful, dainty little melodies that ever since I first heard them, I absolutely have fallen in love with them. They're fantastic to dance to and move to as well, which I think is a really important part of what makes lots of music really, really good. As we listen to this, we're going to think about 3 questions, and the first question is a little bit tricky. When we listen to the piece of music, I want you to tell me what its time signature is. That's a fancy way for saying, how do we count it? Is it going 1 and 2, 1, 2? Is it going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3? Or is it going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4? Only you can decide, and as you listen to it, try and work out where the strong beat is, which is always 1, and work out how many other beats there are after it before you hear that 1 again. Fantastic. Question number 2 is, can you work out which area of the world or which country this particular piece of music comes from? I'll give you a clue. It is a piece of music from somewhere in Europe, and when you hear it, hopefully its style and the way that it moves along will help you work out where in the world this piece of classical music comes from. And thirdly, what era of classical music is it? Well, hopefully you know your 4 eras of classical music. You've got Baroque, then you've got classical, then you've got Romantic, and then you've got 20th century, or some people call it contemporary modern. I want you to tell me which era of classical music this lovely piece comes from. You'll find a link to the recording in the description below, and that's on YouTube and on Spotify. And if you're watching this within the LyricLand website, there's a Spotify playlist on this screen for you to be able to listen to this beautiful piece of music. Get listening, everyone, and see if you can work out that timing. 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully you'll not be dancing too much as you listen to this, because here we go, listening to the Blue Danube. I love the flow of that piece, the way it makes me want to go like this the whole way through. I think it's just beautiful. But did you work out that time signature? Did you work out how to count it? Question number 1. This is the clue. That is, of course, going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, because this kind of music is called a waltz, and waltzes always go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you'll notice my 1 is down low and my 2 and 3 are up high. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, because that's what gives it that waltzy feel. Waltzes always have a really strong 1, and 2 and 3 are up, and when you dance the waltz, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, you would even go down in your kind of physicality on the 1, but go up on the 2 and the 3, which is fantastic, isn't it? So where in the world does this come from? Question number 2. We said it was a European country, but which European country is famous for creating the waltz? Which is where Strauss comes from, who is our most famous waltz composer from the classical era. Which country is it? Can you work it out? It's Austria. Yes, all of the waltzes traditionally come from Austria, particularly Vienna and places like that. Austria is the home of the waltz. And finally, number 3, which era of classical music is it? Is it Baroque, classical, Romantic, or 20th century? Well, if you think about that flow and that lilt, that should give you a big clue that, of course, it is Romantic. This is another Romantic era piece of classical music. It's a very, very famous piece, and it's often played on New Year's Day by the famous orchestras that play all of the waltzes that Strauss wrote, all those kind of 150, 200 years ago now. All of those are still being performed because it's such beautiful music. And let's face it, everybody likes to dance, don't they? Well, I really hope you've enjoyed listening to the Blue Danube with me, and make sure that you've liked this video and subscribed to the channel so you can listen to more music with me, and visit lyricland.co.uk, which is where you can find all of my primary school music resources. We've had great fun today, and I look forward to seeing you for another video sometime very soon. Bye!
If you've got ears on your head and your brain in between, you're ready for a little bit of listening.
Ning, listening.